hate to do this to you, but I'm gonna use the word epic again. Honestly, no better way to sum things up. Amazing diving, delicious meals, old friends, and new. Tag along for 2 amazing days out of the Pacific Northwest of British Columbia. It was a couple days to remember. Just a heads up, I've been burning the candle at both ends lately and tried to kill 2 birds with 1 stone with this one. I'm gathering footage for a complete review video of the Insta360 X4 and also a few dive torches, so bear with me. And we're here again. It's gonna be our last day spearfishing this season. Might make it back to the north, who knows. Gonna look around maybe for rockfish. If I see a lingcod, I might load the gun. My goal though is to get some shots with my Insta360 X4 in the kelp. I've done some river dives with it, haven't taken it in the ocean. The visibility's looking a bit green, but I can look down and I can see the walls, I can see the gooseneck, so I don't think it's a complete write-off. We got Clayton.
What's up?
Yeah. Clayton came over with me on the ferry last night. I'm off for my 7 days. He's diving for 2 of them. We might hit another spot after this, depends on the timeline. But it's a gorgeous morning. We're gonna gear up and get in the water. The viz was much better than we expected. By the way, all the underwater footage you see here is taken with the X4. This is single camera mode. The wide angle is pretty cool. A nice change, if nothing else. I dove down and was greeted by a friendly school of black rockfish. I was quickly inaugurated and became one of the gang. I know I said I'd be spearfishing, but I ended up just leaving the gun on shore and had fun swimming and filming around. I'm not trying to turn this video into an ad, please don't think that's my intention, but these views blew me away. I was excited to edit all this footage up. Epic, no better word to use. You guys see the seal? I didn't until I reviewed the footage. It gets better. This was the friendliest seal I've ever encountered. The black rockfish must have put in a good word for me or something. It would pop up out of the blue throughout the dive and just chill. Seals are quickly becoming one of my favorite marine creatures. Please remember, feeding and intentionally diving with them is illegal. This was a natural encounter, but no complaints from me. I had chills. I think it thought my housing was a ball or something. Pretty awesome, eh? Eventually, we said our goodbyes and parted ways. Safe travels, buddy. Diving in a fairy tale. Pretty unreal, eh? I've never been able to show how amazing these experiences are, but I'm getting closer. This part's a bit gnarly. The current was intense. I dove down to about 7 meters and noticed my body was moving sideways to depth down the water column. I was being pulled down by a downwelling current. I've only experienced that feeling once before, and it makes you a bit uneasy. I did a few drops after this, but Clayton and I both agreed the risks weren't worth the stress, so we moved spots. Check out the kelp. You can tell it's pulling pretty hard. Maybe because it's novel, or the possibility I'm getting tired of editing the same sort of footage over and over again. But this might be one of my favorite clips I've filmed to date. The kelp, the herring, the sun beating down over these golden ribbons. It's honestly too much to handle. It almost brings a tear to my eye. We are incredibly lucky to have these views at our doorstep. Don't forget that. I had a viewer tell me he caught a Puget Sound king crab while jigging. It was wrapped up in fishing line and he snagged it by fluke. I also saw some dude bashing someone online for harvesting a Puget Sound king crab. But according to his profile, he works for a tackle manufacturer in the States. Oh, the irony. We find and remove so much gear from the shoreline, just imagine what's down below recreational diving depths. Fishing line can take over 1,000 years to degrade. I know I've lost a bunch in the past. I ended up finding a Puget, but so did Clayton. I got my one from this coast this year, so we only brought one back for dinner. That clip of finding one was epic though. I'm stoked on that. Such a beautiful creature. Thankfully, no commercial opening. But I still hound the DFO to implement a size restriction. The fried egg jelly. This one was big. Diving under a herringball is nothing short of magical, and one could get lost by staring at all the colorful anemones. It's no surprise that we call it Supernatural British Columbia. Clayton spotted a rock greenling not once, but twice. He graciously donated this footage. Make sure you check out his channel, Aquatic Monkey. One thing that hasn't improved a whole bunch is the sea urchin populations. I saw a few smaller sunstar, but no sunflower sunstars unfortunately. Sea otter populations are growing and expanding. Hopefully by the time I'm old and gray, they're thriving off this coast too. I'm not gonna lie though, all the colorful urchins are rather beautiful. I guess like the lionfish in the Caribbean, we gotta eat them to beat them. But that's a lot of sea urchin. That dive was freaking epic. I knew it would be. That was really, really fun. Yeah, I saw those, that seal, that was the highlight for me. Seal today. Saw a cool cabezon. Dude, that's awesome. That thing's massive. That thing's gargantuan. That'd be a nice dinner. Are we eating that for dinner? Is that the plan?
I think we're gonna try a new recipe.
I got some greenling too in the freezer that I'll eat. We're gonna go look for some bottles. We're gonna go to a new spot, look around for a while. Is it just me, or does anyone else prepare themselves to see a foot in a shoe if they find one in the ocean? None this time, and fingers crossed that that day never comes. I found a few older bottles, but nothing I didn't already have, so overall, a pretty unproductive day. The highlight was this wallet. I found a wallet snorkeling. I'm gonna see what's in it. We opened up the wallet, but it's pretty nasty and no cash. We figured it was stolen out of a vehicle and thrown into the ocean. Oh, is this his ID? Oh, there we go. His ID.
When does that expire?
Expires 2015.
So it looks like this wallet was from 2013-ish. Seems like the median age of expiry on these things.
Crazy, so over 10 years, 11 years old. That's craziness. I'll see if I can find him. Like, yo, I got your ID. Pretty slow day, but always fun searching. Watch this, buddy. You're gonna like this.
Big crap.
Whoa.
Is it alive?
It's alive, buddy. I think so. Yeah, it's still making some faces. Is that Reefy? What is it? What's that? Oh yeah, look at the crab. There's the bounty. That was a link code I shot earlier this year. I got the Puget Sound King crab, and we got some tacos. I guess burrito, whatever you want to call it.
Wraps.
Onions, mango. Big old plate of delicious food right there. We got some cheese. Tomorrow's gonna be a bit of cave exploring, maybe diving. We'll probably go diving somewhere. Right?
We always go diving somewhere.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. How about you, Reefy? You wanna come diving? You wanna come diving, buddy? You wanna come diving? Yeah, he does. Love you, buddy. Besides having my life documented in high definition, my favorite part about video making is getting to meet such awesome people. And not just from the diving community, but all walks of life. This is a little outside my normal content, but it does have some relevance. I'm hoping to dive some old mine sites in the future, so I'm just getting my feet wet for now. Here with Bryden, and he's giving us a little history lesson on the area here in Departure Bay. There's a lot of mining history. There's old mines that you can explore, but this was a big industry back in the day. Now we're just looking at the remnants of it, but super neat knowing all the history in my local community. Really appreciate it, Bryden.
So we're kind of hanging out down here at the old powder works in Departure Bay. This here was built in the late 1870s by the Hamilton Powder Company out of Hamilton, Ontario, who later on became CXL, Canadian Explosives Limited, and then CIL. This was primarily used for manufacturing nitroglycerin here and in the community, what is now the community up above. The nitroglycerin was then taken from here and trucked up what is essentially Northfield Road out to the secondary plant up there, where they combine everything together to make dynamite for the mines.
I appreciate your time and history lesson, Bryden. I'm looking forward to some future adventures. It's dive time. That was a fun morning. Thanks, Bryden. But we're here diving away in Moose Bay area. The viz looks pretty scary. Doesn't look good at all. Oh well. That's dive life here in British Columbia. With Clayton, gonna drop him off at the ferry. after this pretty well. I'm still going to be testing out the Insta360. I'm going to be trying out a dive light too, seeing if I can get some good video footage, do a review for that. Stay tuned. Looking for octopus is the goal, and we might see some sea lions bomb us, you never know. They come by here quite often. I can hear them in the background. I'll spare the details for this one, but check out the review for the Torch. It's sick. Might be my new go-to. I was busy on shore, reviewing my life away, so Clayton got a jump start. He had already collected 20 or so lures, and on my first drop, I found another 3 and more fishing line all over. Out of sight, out of mind, I guess. I really wish there were some biodegradable options on the market. This spot is super nostalgic for me. It's honestly one of my favorite spots. When the visibility is on point, it's easily within the top 5. This ledge is always covered with life and juvenile copper rockfish. I assume they cruise down to depth once they begin to mature. This is also one of the few places I see tiger rockfish. I didn't find any on this dive. They're notorious for being shy. This is cool. You can see me get out of the algae zone. It's always been a hard thing to illustrate. The viz was much better past the first 5 to 10 meters. It was actually crystal clear. We came on a low tide as well and had very little current. I was feeling pretty relaxed, which allowed for nice long bottom times to explore. I saw a wolf eel here once, and I'm always hopeful that we'll cross paths again, but no luck this time. I caught up with the other critters though. Clayton and I did a few tandem drops. I spotted an octopus den on this one. We looked, but no octo. I've spent so much time here on this wall looking around. Having this third-person perspective surprisingly means a lot to me. 2024, what a time to be alive. I'd say about 15% of the time I'm diving, I have a spear gun with me, so I wanted to try both the camera and gun out while spearfishing. The light was great, but I'll have to experiment with the camera a bit more. It's a cool perspective, but the single camera mode might be a better option. Greenling for dinner. That dive was good. Down below, I don't know, 5 meters, it opened up till crystal clear visibility. And I think I got some good footage. I guess time will tell once I get it on the computer. Me and Clayton had fun with the X4, just swimming around in tandem. He was above me, beside me. I think those shots will turn out. The light was dope. I really liked it. Might be my new go-to. We'll see. Tried a few more times in the water, but I'm happy with it. I'm gonna drop Clayton off at the ferry terminal. He's heading back home, and I'm gonna spend time with the family. Get some projects to do around the house. It's Tuesday. I'm off till Sunday, so I most likely will get in the water again. See what happens. I got my computer with me, so I can edit, maybe pump out a video, and not have a huge backlog of footage that stresses me out. Life of a YouTuber. Peace.